Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to the patch 3.4 preliminary patch note reading. Now, you've seen a bunch of these before, you know how it works. I go through the patch notes, I read points of interest. There's a lot here, so we tend to miss and skip a lot of things, so apologies in advance for that. One thing I'm doing a little different this time is I am live streaming on Twitch. I have notifications enabled on the screen, however they are silent. So those of you watching on YouTube, you may see the occasional pop-up in the top right. That being said, you won't hear them. Things like the Kefka laugh or yay or anything like that. So without further ado, let's get into that. It also means I'll probably acknowledge my chat occasionally. You know, these things that good broadcasters do. So the first part's always just a bunch of pictures, new main scenario quests, new Hildebrand. Looks like, how many quests do we have? We have promises kept, so we have 1, 2, 3. Of course, they already start hiding them. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. That's I think a good chunk more than the ones we had in 3.3. We had very few main story quests the past few patches, mostly because they were trying to avoid fluff, and they were just considered like taking giant cutscenes and putting them into the different quests. So, okay, understandable. Let's see. New Chronicles, the Era, new quests. There's Alexander, the Coral, and the Colossus. That's clearly Alexander. Biggs and Wedge's excellent adventure. Oh, that's actually a follow-up to Coral and the Colossus. Thus spake quick thinks. Okay, so these are all, so this is essentially my favorite word, A9, A10, A11, A12, and then the follow-up final quest, I suppose, for the story itself. Alexander Savage, who lives, who dies, who retells your story. All right. Warring Triad, we got Sophia here, Bounds Unto All, and a Deific Simulacrum. Then we have the Scholasticate. These are all things that, honestly, like, other than the quest names themselves, I really don't need to take the time and stop and do. Hildebrand. Okay, how many quests is it? Really? A spoiler tag on the one of the 2 Hildebrand quests? Stunning. Anyway, a gazebo. Oh, look, it's his mom. I could see his mom standing right there. A gazebo to call our own, and question mark. I can't believe. What, do we have spoiler tags on the Hildebrand on the Hildebrand ones? Anyway, I don't want to know. Following adjustments have made for the Zodiac weapon quest. The fate requirement for the quest Trials of the Braves have been changed to obtaining a gold medal to only completion of the fate. So Trials of the Braves, okay. I mean, that's a buff. It's a minor buff, but it's a buff. And then they changed the tomestones you need because law tomestones are phased out, so those got moved into lore tomestones. Well, they're entirely phased out, I suppose. But yeah, so if you still had law tomestones left over that you were using for that, well, no more. Anyway, new side story quests. Let me cabal that for you. Great Cabal Library Duels. It's time to duel. Is the name. There's not that many D's, but that's the name of the quest. Wondrous Tales. Keeping up with the Aaliyah pose. There you go. See, that's one of those notifications in the top right. I can hear it making a sound. Chat, you know what to do. Sub hype it up. Thank you for the resub. New Grand Company quest, Squadron and Commander. Players must complete Just Rising to the challenge. Squadron, of course, this is to unlock the new Squadron feature, but there's one for each of the Grand Companies. Location of the NPC and the Moogle Beast Tribe quest from Lax to Max have been adjusted. Thank God. New items can be purchased from the Amalja, Ixali, and Vanu Beast Tribes. I'm sure we'll find more about that later. Treasure hunts. So a lot of the content in these patch notes is usually them adjusting tomestone amounts. So for example, because it's now lore and scripture as the 2 tomestones, they're removing esoterics and they're moving up the reward. So now you'll receive either lore or scripture from time-worn treasure skin maps as opposed to esoterics, because you won't be able to get those anywhere anymore. The following additions have been made. They changed it to scripture. They added some new rewards to the Aquapolis. New monster spawning patterns have been added. That's welcome. Cutscene when the doors unlocks has been adjusted. I wonder how that's been adjusted. I wonder if it's just faster now, or I don't know. I'm curious what the heck they even did. The cutscene show when doors unlock. It specifically says unlock, not like attempted unlock. Maybe it's skippable after it unlocks. I don't know. Players can now be promoted to first lieutenants. Once promoted. Okay, that's a lot more Grand Company seals. 30,000 more of a cap. I thought we were only going to get the 5. Didn't they show us the cap of being 55,000 in that one accidental screenshot? Good to know they changed it to 80,000. Holy moly. With the introduction of a new Grand Company rank, new items have been added. Glamour. Ooh, what's this? Contemporary Warfare. Defense, Offense, Magics. Is that, are these emotes? I guess I'll have to scroll down the items to find out if those are emotes. I'm sure my chat will tell me also. Luckily, I don't have to scroll all the way down to the bottom to figure that one out. It only took us 3 years, but we're first lieutenant, baby. So now we have the Squadron feature. A lot of people are comparing this to Garrisons. I like to compare it to Final Fantasy Tactics, which had a very similar feature. Let's see here. Squadron, Commander. Yeah, we just went over the fact that these are the quests. And now this is going to explain all the Squadron stuff. You're right. They're probably tactics for your Squadrons. They're Squadron upgrades that you can buy. Good call, chat. I'll be sure to check the items down below just to double check. But that being said, I think that makes a lot more sense that those are new Grand Company items to buy for Squadrons. Contemporary Warfare, to teach your Squadrons how to not be dumb, because they did say their intelligence in combat was going to be a pretty important function. Complete objectives in the challenge. Objectives in the challenge log to unlock people to recruit to your Squadron. They'll give you enlistment papers on your desk. Gives you some stats on him real quick. He's level 1 Marauder from the Far East. And then he has reasons for enlistment. Once he's enlisted, you can train your recruits. As you can see, they have a bunch of different sets here. Strength, health, and something. And then they have chemistry, the way that they work with others. And there are certain skills and whatnot that they bring. Training courses take an hour. Not surprised here. At this point, it becomes almost... It's retainers more so at this point. Wait for the Squadron to return. Apologies for the coughing. So that's a training course to like level them up. This, on the other hand, is an actual mission. Missions take 18 hours. Damn, that's the longest Copperbell Mines I've ever seen in my life. If I was trapped at Copperbell Mines for 18 hours, you could be damn well sure I'd hate the other 3 people by the end of it. Review the Squadron's mission report. If the mission is a success, you get some rewards, increase their experience points, etc., etc. And if the mission ends in failure, you receive half of the experience points they would have otherwise received. Housing, they're adding apartments. We discussed this in great detail. 90 apartments per building. The buildings are in each of the wards, each of the housing wards, not in the subdivisions, just in the main divisions. And it's about 6,500 houses, or I'm sorry, 6,500 apartments per server upon launch. They said they have the capacity to increase it up to 500 per building, and they will increase the amount of apartments available instantly if they fill up on a server. So don't worry about missing it day one, guys. Don't forget that. I'm just throwing that in from my other notes. As you can see, it's right here. If you remember, these buildings have kind of been blocked off for a while now, but now they're no longer blocked off. So just keep that in mind. Lavender beds, sultanas. So yeah, if you recognize where these buildings are, you should know instantly. Apartment building is in every ward in the 3. Yeah, so I just went over that. Purchasing an apartment, just go there. Need to get level 50. Must be a rank of 2nd lieutenant in one of the Grand Companies, and then it costs 500,000 gil. I read the word 50 again right here. It threw me off. And it is possible to own and estate an apartment. We know that. Players can place up to 50 furnishings in an apartment. That's acceptable. Let's see. As with a free company, players are able to use all housing-specific features such as flower pots, Orchestrion, armoire, crystal bells, summoning bells, and employ NPCs. Additional facilities, it comes with a Chocobo stable. You can train Chocobo and change their colors, and you can train other tenants' Chocobos. I want to get an apartment. I want to put my Chocobo in there. I just want to hope I have one of those tenants who every day is like, hey, I'm here to feed the Chocobos. I'm like, yeah, rank 20, so I can never use you in a dungeon. Anyway. It is possible to teleport directly to the apartment, and there's a market board placed just outside. Some new furnishings, including the 2 creepiest dolls that I've ever seen in my life. I would love to not ever like to see those things. Oh, would you look at that? An apartment building is available in every ward, with a 2nd apartment building available in each of the subdivisions. That's even more than that's like 13,000 apartments by default, and it can go up to 5 times that. Holy moly! Okay. Yeah, we're not going to run out of apartments, guys. Nope. Damn. That's a Season 1 Lone Wolf Trophy. That's for first place in the feast on your data center. That's the Wolf Pack Trophy. That's, I believe, top 10. If I'm not mistaken. Since they're both Season 1. Aquariums have been added. From what I remember, there's only 20 different fish available for the aquarium currently, and there's a few backgrounds, small, medium, large aquariums, and then it lets you know how they're going to work for authorized users. If you want to give people permission to it, so you can do freshwater or saltwater, and then you can put up to 4 fish in the aquarium at one given time, and each of them has a fish size. You have a maximum capacity of 7, so even if you have 4 fish slots, if the capacity reaches 7, then you can't add any more fish. Water, thank you for explaining water. And keep in mind, freshwater and saltwater fish cannot be placed in an aquarium together. That makes sense. You know, I kind of wish they'd bend the rules on that one a little bit, but it makes sense. Accessories can be used to change the look of the aquarium itself, and then there's different type of fish that you could put in there. Please be advised, any fish will be removed from the aquarium will be lost. So as soon as you put a fish in an aquarium, if you take it out, it dies. Sad life. Go cook it. Anyway, it's explaining capacity now, the different sizes of the fish. This is a list of the different fish. These are all of the fish that can be placed in the aquarium. Looks like they split it about down the middle. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is not nearly 20 fish like I was promised in the interview. So I'm a liar. Anyway, these are the fish that are available. You can only mix the freshwater with the freshwater, the saltwater with the saltwater. And they said they want to add about 10 fish per patch that can be used in the aquarium. We'll see what they end up doing. New Orchestrion rolls, new tooltip to display the titles of songs that appear cut off. Playlist function has been added with shuffle and repeat functions. Let's see, and with that, the UI has changed a little bit. You can edit, you can make an entire playlist as a whole, select one of the tracks out of the playlist. 3 playback buttons, play all, shuffle, repeat. Play all, shuffle, repeat. If you've ever owned an MP3 player, I don't need to explain this to you. If you've ever owned any sort of technology that plays music, I don't need to explain that to you. The title of songs you have yet acquired will be displayed in the Orchestrion song list, as opposed to it being question mark, question mark, question mark. Thank God. The all tab for the Orchestrion has been removed. Okay, that makes sense. Falling furnishings will no longer be destroyed. That's a lot of them. Like Infernal, basically what looks to be all of the trial-based ones, because I see Titan, Nidhogg, Behemoth, Gordius, Maki. I see Coil. I guess all the like trial-related ones are no longer destroyed. Is Odin on here? Is the Odin thing on here? Emperor's Throne, Dark Divinity, Falleth. Yeah, okay. So I just wanted to make sure. What else do we have here? Following additions have been made to gardening. New potting soil that's available. Grants no bonus to harvesting. So I guess that's for like really basic bitch gardening in that case. The time required to harvest plants has been reduced, but these are only for seeds planted after the release of the patch. If you plant a seed now, it will not harvest faster after the patch starts. There's also some new seeds. Firelight seeds, Ice Light seeds, etc., etc. And Viola seeds as well. I guess it means just these seeds. The time required to harvest plants from has been reduced. So from these 6 seeds, it's been reduced. And they also added Viola or Viola seeds, which I don't know what those will turn into, but I'm sure we'll figure them out when we get to the item section. Players can now purchase Materia Melter Permit for their estates. Thumbs up from me, Square Enix. Thumbs up. Compact level 6 ethereal wheel stand has been added, possessing the capability of holding normal level 6 ethereal wheel stand. Okay, see, I don't really know much about how ethereal wheels work because I'm not allowed to touch shit in my house, so let's see. Exchange level 6 ethereal wheel stands for compact one. So it's compact. I guess that just means it looks like it holds 6 of them. And maybe that's what I'm getting the feeling it does. It just holds 6 ether wheels as opposed to just a single one. So that's a nice addition, just for the sake of not needing to have a shit ton of ethereal wheels or only being able to produce one at any given time. A Chocobo-themed house, cottage, house, and mansion walls are available now. The Gold Saucer is getting the Triple Triad Battle Hall. It's a duty finder area where people can go to challenge each other on their own data center to Triple Triad. So you can queue in, and then anyone in your data center that's also queued in, you'll meet in this hall, and you'll be able to challenge each other to a... Okay, I made that joke once already. Sorry. Triple Triad Trial. Say that 3 times fast. Triple Triad Trial, Triple Triad Trial, Triple Triad Trial. I don't even know if it sounds like I'm saying, like, trip a tiny child is what it sounds like I'm saying. Battle Hall matching explains how the matching itself actually works. Match rules. At this point, if you've ever played Triple Triad, you kind of know how this works. Player A selects same and player B selects plus, both same and plus. And player A selects same and player B selects same, only same. So maximum 2 rules can be in effect at any time using a combination of the rules selected. So basically each person looks like they get to select a single a single one. There's another one of those pop-ups at the top right. Thank you, Gibson. Get some sub-hype in the chat, please. All open, 3 open, Order and Chaos, Ascension, and Descension. One of the 2 will be selected at random. Okay, that choose any of the following combinations of rules. So I guess so you can't have Ascension and Descension because this would cancel them out essentially. Same with Order and Chaos. These are opposites. So if you ever both select, like if one selects all open, one selects 3 open, it will just random one of the 2 rules. Okay. Battle halls remain open for 4 hours and will remain open from when the first person enters. And essentially, it's just the way the Duty Finder works, where it puts a time limit on everything. It's putting a time limit of 4 hours on the battle hall. New triple triad cards. Can I get that for like Savage? Never mind. I need to repair occasionally anyway. I'm a scrub. I don't have my crafters level. New triple triad cards have been added. We have an Apkalu, my favorite, Colibri, awesome, Sheep, Thancred, and Yashtola. New cards have been added to the Bronze Triad card pack. Moogle card and Moglin card are now classified as Beastmen for the sake of playing. New NPC opponents have been added for Triple Triad. Players can now register for Lords of Minion via the Duty Finder. Yeah, tell me how that goes. Anyway, requirements. There it is. It's that last one. The Gold Saucer tab right there at the end. Now we just need Chocobo Racing in the Duty Finder and we're good to go. Opponents for Lord of Minion tournaments will now include all players within the same data center. Woohoo! The initial MGP cost to play Lords of Minion has been removed. Thank God, there's no good reason for that MGP cost. Players may now purchase up to 3 Jumbo Cacpot tickets per week. That way I can lose 3 times a week. Excellent. Wonder what other number I would play other than 1227. I don't know. A summoning bell has been added in a few places here, so they just added a few summoning bells in the Gold Saucer itself so you could get those retainers. Thank God for this one right here by the Chocobo, just for reasons. That is a great new reward for MGP. That is a pretty Chocobo. I feel like that Chocobo, that's the kind of outfit that if you put on like your pet dog, they'd probably secretly want to murder you. But I don't know, maybe a Chocobo's a little bit different. There you go. Wondrous Tales has been added. Hello, Chloe. Chloe Aleapo, probably of no relation to the other Aleapos, but it does say keeping up with the Aleapos. Get it? Like keeping up with the Kardashians? Her name is Chloe? Ah, I get it. You're so clever, Square Enix. Thank you, Koji. Anyway, moving on. Wondrous Tales. Okay, now we're going to get the official explanation. Official explanation. All right? Wondrous Tales. So, complete the objectives to obtain seals. So you have the objective list on the left. You complete objectives to... Look, only 9. See this? Everyone's been debating me with this thing right here. Right here. It says only 9 in words. Everyone's like, no, how do you know you only get 9 stickers? It says the words only 9. That's how I know. Everyone's trying to debate me. Let's see. You can only receive 1 seal per objective. Hand in the Wondrous Tales. When you have received 9 seals in your journal, deliver it to Chloe Aleapo, and she will reward you accordingly. You receive a base reward for obtaining 9 seals and additional rewards for completing rows horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. Wondrous Tales journals can only be kept for 2 weeks, even though you can technically get a new one every week. Starting from Tuesday when it was first issued, it must be handed in, and before it must be handed in for a reward. In case you exceed the reward period for Wondrous Tales journal, you may speak with Chloe to exchange it for a new one. There you go. See? Wow, that person gave up quick. Unless, did they already hand it in with only 5? Coward, you still have all these roulettes and stuff. Come on, man. Let's see, and then this is the actual reward list. This is it letting you know that you're awful and you don't know how to get better RNG. Second chance points. These we've gone over quite a bit. You get these whenever you have a new player completion in one of the duties that you do on the left-hand list. For the cost of 1 point, you can basically restore the duty that you just completed, or restore a completed duty to incomplete, and make one of the other incomplete duties complete on the list. And the shuffle one just essentially shuffles your stickers, so you have a chance of getting a better combination. Shuffles the position of all seals in general. Only available when current seal count is between 3 and 7. Very important part. Don't try to shuffle when you only have 2. Wait till you at least get a 3rd one, and to be honest. And also, you can't do it once you have 8 or 9, the other important part. You can't be like, oh, well, I have all 9 seals. Let me try shuffling. The good news is, that means for 8 and 9, if you really need to move them around, use the retry function instead. That essentially gives you 2 more retry functions at the end. I love the word essentially so much.